everyone. A couple years back, I actually did a video on all the functions of my wheelchair, but I have since gotten a new wheelchair, and when I looked back at that video, I saw that there's some new things on this chair that I wanted to show you, and so I'm going to kind of redo that video in showing some of the similar things and also some of the new things. So where to start? There's so many cool things on this chair. But probably where I'll start are these 4 green buttons here. So if you notice, this button is what controls my feet. So my feet can go all the way out and all the way back. Then I have my recline, which brings the back of my wheelchair back. So throughout my day, if I want to adjust for my skin and also take a nap, I'll show you how my headrest pops on here in a little bit. I can do that. And also, I have my tilt, which looks similar to the recline, but the tilt is the whole wheelchair tilting back. So the tilt is what allows me to keep my same position, but tilting back is how I can really get off of my skin and also take a nap, again, same with the recline. And then I have my seat elevator, which is this furthermost button here. And this is what allows my wheelchair to go up in the air. In my last video, I shared how I had to tilt all the way forward. Thankfully, I do not have to do that anymore, so I use this function a lot more in my daily life. Now, I want to show you these buttons here. If you come around here, so I have these 4 little buttons, and these are pre-programmed buttons that allow me to just, instead of having to hold this green button here, instead of holding this green button, all I have to do is push this button and it brings my chair up into the air. So here I am going up in the air and I don't have to hold anything, which makes it so, so nice. And so I have 4 positions that are programmed into there. All I have to do is push the button and it puts me into that position. So I have one of my positions is how I can brush my teeth. And I should explain too, with that tilt button, I can tilt all the way down so I can get underneath the sink to brush my teeth. I can also tilt all the way down to get underneath a table at a restaurant. So all of these functions are really what allow me to be really out in the public, or what allow me to really be comfortable all day. And so I'm also going to show my headlights while I'm up here. Now, the interesting part, I don't know why, but when I use my seat elevator, when I use these blue buttons, I have to wait 1 minute before I can put my wheelchair back down or use the function to go back to my normal position. I don't know why that is. It's actually kind of annoying, but while I'm waiting for that minute, and honestly, if you're at like 58 seconds and I push that button, it restarts the counter all over again. So I have to really make sure that it's been a minute. So while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to show you my headlights, which are definitely bright. I actually did not, my insurance did not cover the headlights that come with this wheelchair, so I had to get a separate set of headlights because they're with the headlights that come with this chair are like $2,000. It's crazy. So these headlights are Amazon special. Gotta love that. So now, if you come around here, I am going to hit this button again, and now I'm going down. And while I'm going down, I'm going to actually show you a few of these functions that are right here. So here is my battery life, actually. So I have red, yellow, and green. And the green when these are all full is how I know that my batteries are full. And then once they start going down, it's how I know that I need to charge my batteries. So for me, I charge my wheelchair about every other night, and that usually keeps most everything in the green. So when I start getting down to the red, I know I got to be real careful. And then also I have my speed. So if you notice where it says 0.0 and I start moving, it goes up. And also if you notice, it also has like a gauge of how fast I'm going. If you watch in that blue circle, it's going up. And usually when I'm walking with Doug, it's only about half speed. So this chair goes pretty fast. And then I also have, if you see the Tasha outdoor mode, so I have this little button is what allows me to actually do my functions right from my joystick. So now I won't use these buttons, but I can use the seat elevate with my joystick. And then also, and I have all of my functions. I have recline, tilt, leg elevate, and even these are the positions that I have set in these blue buttons. So it's pretty cool, all the things that I can do right from my joystick. And then I have Tasha Indoor, which I don't really ever use because it's slower speed. I think they think you should be slower when you're inside. Not me. I love to be fast. So I always have mine on Tasha Outdoor. That's the fastest set of settings, if that makes sense. And I'll show you also here how my speed works. So right now, if you see the little turtle here, and then you see the rabbit. And here also is the turtle and the rabbit. So I'm always at full speed. But if you go down, it slows the wheelchair down. And then if you go up towards the rabbit, it speeds the wheelchair back up. And also have to show my horn, because last time when I shared my horn, it was pretty wimpy, and it still is, but it has improved. So I'm very thankful for that. This is my horn now. I was able to actually make it louder when I got the wheelchair. They have all these settings, and so they had horn 1, 2, 3, and it was on 1, which is what my old wheelchair was at, and now it's on 3. So it's a little better. I at least can't really use it as a joke anymore in my speech, but I used to always joke that my horn was, I had sneezes that were louder than my horn. So can't do that anymore. But, and then I want to show you one more thing on my screen over here of how I've had these settings. So if I have the settings here, so this is where I can adjust my time. Whenever we travel, if we go into a different time zone, I can change the time on my wheelchair. I also see how many miles I've gone. So my total distance in the last 2 years is 354 miles. I also can do change the backlight. I can even hook my joystick, which is what I use to drive. I can hook the joystick up through Bluetooth on my TV, on my computer screen, and use that as a remote and use this as a mouse. So it's amazing what technology has. It's just pretty cool how things have changed over the years. I don't use any of those settings on my chair because I can actually hit the buttons on a remote, and I have a mouse that I really like, but it's pretty cool with technology what you can do. I also have a USB port, which is I absolutely love. I was so excited when I found out that this wheelchair would have this, because many times my phone is dying and I'm trying to find an outlet. Plus, a lot of times in the winter I wear heated scarves, and those batteries only last for so long, and it has a USB drive on the end, so I can plug it into my port if I'm out and don't have a spare battery and can keep warm. So I also have my wallet over here that I keep all my business cards and credit cards in. And then I have these remotes here. This remote and this remote. This is the automatic start for my van. And this is the door and lock for my van. So when I'm out and about, I can open the ramp and then I can start the van, lock the van, anything that I need. I didn't want to have keys that were dangling all around me that had the possibility of dropping, because that'd be very bad. So Velcro is my best friend. A lot of these things are Velcroed on. And then I'm going to show you a few like extra things on my wheelchair. First, my cup holder. So Emily here will show you how this cup holder slides in and out. So when I have my mug in here, I pull it out. But when I go to drive, or when I go to put my wheelchair underneath the sink to brush my teeth, this has to go back because I can't have that cup holder out. So I have to slide it back and forth. So it works really well. And then I want to show you, a lot of people ask me what this plastic clip is. And this plastic clip I use mostly for my sunglasses. And Emily can show you. So I have my sunglasses, I hang them just because lots of times when I'm out in the summer, I've got my iPad and my book and Kleenexes and my AirPods, so it allows that to hang. And then my headrest. I've actually never shown how this works, but it's pretty cool how easily it just slides in. So throughout my day, I can put my head on it, I can rest. I rarely use it actually, but it's just kind of a comfort thing, especially when I'm working. And also when I'm in the car, it's really, really important for me to be safe. If I were ever to be in an accident, I would have protection for my head. And so I usually always, when I'm out and about, I take this off. When I'm doing my videos, I take it off. Just because I really don't need it throughout my day. I kind of think it makes my wheelchair look taller than what it is. But it's very helpful, especially when I'm getting ready in the morning and my caregivers are pulling down my shirts. That's when I recline. They're pulling down my shirt so I can rest my head. I don't have to hold my head up all on my own. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think I have pretty much covered everything. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I would love if you have any comments, any questions, anything that I forgot. So thanks for joining us.